Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Chris and Ed, back to Virtual Taste with you. Happy Thursday. Hope everything's going well for you out there in this, the last week of March.
I know. I was asking somebody earlier today where this month went. It's been a fast one.
Yeah, well, at least it's getting warmer.
True that. Greener and warmer.
Yeah, I already have had my first mow of the year, which I actually like the first mow. It's those mows that you have to do in August.
3 times a week.
Those hurt.
3 times a week. The sun and the rain are relentless, and it's just
So I kind of
takes over your life.
in the beginning it's fun.
It is never a nice day when you're off.
Right.
So you're trying to do it in between lunch and dinner, or before you come in, and it's always a disaster.
Yeah. You kids stay off my lawn. Right? You sound like a couple old men.
We are a couple of old men.
It's true. Well, wine helps.
That's the only thing that helps. Excuse me.
Well, for those of you who can't be here in person to drink delicious wine with us, we do this video every week. Here at Old North State Winery, we drink the wines. You at home, tag along. It's been a lot of fun. This probably the best part of COVID is getting to do these.
We often try to find the silver lining in the past year in this top of the list. For sure.
Absolutely. We're having a great time, and so we'll keep doing it. So let's start off. We got 2 reds today, and we're going to start from a little region called Toro that's in the northeastern part of, I told you wrong, northwestern part of Spain, near Portugal. It's not too terribly far from the Portugal Spanish border, and this area is increasingly being kind of sought after for richer, deeper, more intense wines, which Chris and I really like. We're probably not alone either.
No,
but we always talk about Spanish wines, but we never seem to really follow through with the regions of Spain. So I want to take a little more effort, outside of Rioja and Priorat, just trying to find some of the other little areas that you may not know about that make delicious wines. So Toro's a great little spot. Matsu is they produce all different levels of wine price-wise. This is one of their more affordable ones. They like to do little pictures of their family members, winemakers, etc., etc. And so that's why it has this striking label. And, well, what can I say? It really doesn't matter what's on the bottle. It matters what's in the bottle. And I think we have something here that you will enjoy. Chef, have you had a chance to taste it?
I have, and it's got a great nose. A really soft wine. This is great. I mean, the tannins are soft. The flavors are big, but
yes,
really, really, really nice. It's my kind of wine.
There's
of course, Spanish.
There's plenty of richness here. As Chef was alluding to, the tannins are very integrated. They're soft, supple, but boy, are they there.
They're there.
And not only do you have dark fruits, we have red fruits. It's really
cheer wine.
Yeah, there's a lot of intense fruit flavor here, some spice, all the things you love about Spanish wines. And it's not going to break the budget here. You're talking about a wine that's under $20, and we do love Spain because there is value there. You can spend at any dollar point. It seems to be whether it's $50 or $100 or $10. It seems to outperform similar priced wines from other parts of the world, and that's why we like diving in here. So this is 100% Tempranillo, and Tempranillo, probably the most famous of the Spanish varietals. And they are trying to grow some of this in Australia and California and other places, but it's just hard to beat from Spain.
Well, it belongs there clearly, and it's hard to replicate that sometimes. They'll figure it out one day.
Yeah,
they always do.
Absolute richness. So, Chef, what kind of food would you be throwing at this?
Well, we're doing a marguerite duck with this. Last week we played around with like a herb and dried honey rubbed duck, and we're gonna do that with this
Very nice.
Spanish. I think it's gonna be great with this.
Absolutely. Yeah, with all that good fruit in there, I think that'll play off it well.
Was it the Priorat you did with that? Or no?
Oh, we did a Merlot.
The Merlot, that's right. But I think this is gonna treat it right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be right. And this we really render the fat down well on that duck, so its flavor's real concentrated, so that'll help. It doesn't taste like the rub; it tastes like the duck. It's accentuated by the rub. So I think that's gonna really be the driving force here. It's just that the richness of the duck won't. We don't have to worry about the herb or honey running away with this wine.
Sure. Yeah, and I think you had mentioned that we took a lot of chances in our wine pairings this past Saturday at the chef's table, and we were rewarded for it. The people were incredibly pleased. As a matter of fact, on the third course, they rebooked for again this Saturday, so they're going to go back-to-back chef's tables. I don't think anyone's done that yet.
Not. I mean, we've had a lot of repeats, but never week to week.
Right.
We've never had anybody come
and
back.
Especially considering it was only on the third course, they're like, "Do you have anything available next Saturday?" So we have a big chef's table weekend. We have 12 on Saturday and 12 on Friday. It's going to be a big week.
Yeah, there's a lot to get ready for. It's going to be sourcing some cool stuff though. I mean, and that's another thing. I can't even, and we don't repeat menus by any means. But that usually doesn't mean like you'll still see a scallop or a fish. It's the company that's changed or the style of it. So, but still, that's the pressure's on. So basically, I have to do. I don't want to have anything even closely resembling last week. So, it's going to be fun.
I don't think it's that much pressure for you because your mind works in mysterious ways. The combination
Can you turn it off for a while, please?
You probably need a nap. Well, this is a beautiful wine, and hey, maybe they might even get this at the chef's table.
It belongs. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. It certainly belongs.
But the mouthfeel, unbelievable.
I've got some quail coming Friday, and a pheasant.
Nice.
And some of that Wagyu hanger.
All right.
So maybe thinking about that.
So, God, I'm getting some clues early in the week.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Some gorgeous golden tile coming. It's going to be beautiful. You remember how pretty it was last week? Yeah, it was just gorgeous. The North Carolina flounder fluke right now is just over the top. So certainly that'll be prominent. It's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, and I think the Friday was all seafood, right?
All seafood, yeah.
Yeah.
On there,
so that'll be fun. Well, we've explored a lot of wines here on our virtual tasting, and then of course we do 4 in person here on Thursday nights, and then if you're fortunate enough to do the chef's table, there's 8 more.
You could have a lot of different wines. You'll never see the same one either. I mean, you get to explore a lot of different wines.
Yeah,
it's a lot of
every
fun.
now and again we'll take one for maybe the chef's table. Sometimes we put it on the list for people to have with their regular dine-in. So there's been some wines that have kind of stuck around after having big success at the chef's table or here at the tasting. So it can be a little bit of a proving ground for some.
It can be, I guess, yeah, and certainly a lot of them you do remain because of that. But I just mean it's never by design that.
Yeah. It's not by design.
Not design. It just happens that way. The response kind of does that.
Kind of like our little videos.
I don't like that.
They just happen. We don't rehearse. We just walk up here and do our thing. Last week we had fun just messing around with those cheeses, and I know a couple people have ordered those cheeses, so I just want to let you people know out there in TV land if there's something that that you do like in your boxes that you take home. Please don't hesitate to ask. We'll be happy to attempt to order them for sure. I mean, some of this stuff that Chef gets is so limited.
It can be seasonal. It can be a limited release, but it doesn't mean we won't try. And some of them are. Some of them are around all the time. So all you have to do is ask, and we'll figure it out.
Yep. All right. Well, that was a treat.
It's nice.
Yum yum. All right. Now we're moving on to Australia. We've had a lot of people asking about Australia because we don't do much with Australia, and that is mainly because, yeah, I get distracted by all the wines of the world. And sometimes I forget about a place, and I did a lot of Australian wines when we first started our program here, and attempts to find a good safe spot, in a sense, to start people on international wines, and it's probably time to circle back around. This is from the Barossa region, which is in the southeastern. I did get it right that time. Southeastern Australia.
So it's over there.
Right, yeah. And so this, the bulk of wine from Australia comes from the south and the east. This is no exception here. This area is known for great Shirazes and Cabs, and this is a Cab. Peter Lehmann is actually a pretty big producer, but not gigantic. So
his name is bigger than his production.
Right.
That's for sure.
I mean, they're still what most people would consider, kind of like a hands-on boutique-y style of winery, but they certainly have some pretty deep reach. Certainly in that area, they purchase most, probably more juice than anybody other wineries in that area, in that region. And they're very proud of that. They are big on the village concept. That without all their neighboring vineyards that they purchase from, which is like 150 vineyards that they purchase from, it's a significant amount. And so they are very much the whole community. Even though it says Lehman on the bottle, but there are all these small farms that help contribute to their success. It started in the late 70s, I believe it was 78, 79. They've been going strong ever since. Beautiful area, and what I would say, make very plush wines, generally speaking. Pretty approachable with tannins and acid structure. Real good alcohol percentages, and age-worthy. The acidity is somewhat kind of integrated. You don't really notice it, but it does give it an ageability. This one actually that we're going to be drinking is a 2014, so we already have 7 years on it, and it's probably hard to tell on our little iPad, but that is a little bit on the age side. You're getting hints of orange and brown in it, which does tell you that this wine's been around for a while, and that's not a bad thing. Don't misconstrue that that's a bad thing. That's just a clue to let you know what's in your glass, that there has been some aging, oxidation, but it does not affect how delicious this wine is.
This is a great one. Mm-hmm. I'd forgotten. I haven't had Australian wines in a while either, and I was one of those people asking about it, and boy, their cabs always stick out.
Yeah, and you can add 6 months too, because remember they're harvested in our spring. So there was the spring of 14 when these were taken in, and so anything south of the equator, you're going to have you essentially are adding 6 months. It's 6 months older than our wines here in North America. So absolutely beautiful. I love aged wine. I think that there's just a complexity that you just don't get from fresh wines. I do love fresh wines, don't get me wrong, but boy, it's nice to dig your teeth into
silk. Yeah, there's a silkiness and a texture about them that the way they fall off your tongue and your palate is so different than a fresh wine. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just very, very different. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and they're I don't know. They give me. I want to give pause and think a little bit more about. What was I doing in 2014? Mm-hmm. Like, holy cow. I probably couldn't tell you. I think I was at Old Mill.
You were?
Yeah.
You were. That's exactly where you were.
Yeah, in Southwest Virginia. Not too far from here. Well, Chef, what kind of food are you thinking about throwing at this?
Well, we're going to do a Scotch egg with this. Funny story, we're doing a beer dinner tonight with our friends at Midsummer Brewing, and we're doing a Scotch egg on one of the courses for that tonight, and a little heavy-handed with my mix. So I'm going to have some leftover mix that I didn't use for that, so I'll mix some more. Do it with the
Beautiful.
wines. It'll be great with this, and this is made with the Wagyu ground beef.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's a big upgrade. Our local Kaizens, J. Roberts eggs, and Virginia Wagyu. It'll be a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be wonderful with this.
Yep. One
Some
of my
lusty monk mustard in the I put in the mix with that. It's great.
beautiful, 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 and those big flavors will go great with this big flavored wine.
This won't have any trouble at all with that.
Yeah. So you got a couple of kind of the bigger reds this go around. Try to balance these out a little bit, but boy, these two just really wanted to kind of come to the forefront today. We banged around doing some lighter red or even a white, but this is well, let's be honest. This is what Chris and I wanted to drink today.
I mean, and at the end of the day, I mean, our video. I've never heard anybody complain about big reds.
Nah, that's true.
I mean, when are you gonna quit doing all those delicious big reds?
Yeah, they don't complain about that for sure. Well, we got Easter coming up. We'll see. We got one more Thursday before Easter, and then we'll have our big Easter weekend, and it'll be April. And then we're what? What next? Getting our second vaccine.
Mm-hmm. That'll be mid-April.
Yep. So lots of things coming up over the next 2 weeks. My stepdad is flying in this Saturday.
Oh wow, it's been a while.
Yeah, they'll be coming down for Easter.
I know he'll be excited to be back.
I'd be excited about drinking some of these wines too.
Right?
Yeah. Well, what else would you like to talk about today, Sheffy? Kind of straight and to the point with these big guys.
Yeah, we really were.
I guess we'll look forward to seeing you again on our next video. And keep tuning in. Keep ordering those pickup packets for your tasting kits. We sure do appreciate your support. And we will be seeing you next week.
We look forward to it.
See ya.